Assalamualaikum and good afternoon everyone. I'm Dr. Rahman as the CEO of Nestle. Today I'm glad to welcome all board members to the meeting. Present at the meeting today are Ms. Shaqirah, our accountant, and Ms. Shazlin, our financial manager. Ms. Najwa as member representative, while Dr. Issey as representative of Nestle Berhad shareholder. As we all know, our agenda in this meeting are whether we can apply loan from my bank to make an investment to our big project, which is Project A. So let's start our meeting with company financial report. Ms. Shaqirah, can you explain further about our company financial report?
Greetings to everyone present today. I'm Shaqirah, accountant of the company, and today I will give an explanation in detail about the statement of financial positions of the company in 2019 and the comparison between 2019 and 2020. As the figure stated in the slides, basically our company is doing very well in these recent years. As we can see in our financial statement, our total assets are decreased. However, this doesn't necessarily show adverse performance, but we can see that our current liability are also decreased. It shows that we have settled our current liability significantly last year, which is good. It means we have the ability to repay our current liability. Besides, our non-current assets are also increased, which means we have more fixed assets such as property, which in future maybe can give us an aid to settle our debt if we don't have enough cash in hand or current asset. Maybe we can liquidate our property so we have more cash to help us repay our short-term loan. Other than that, the profit obtained by our company has increased compared to previous year.
Ms. Shaqirah, may I know what is your opinion on Project A matter?
Alright, Dr. Rahman. The statement of financial positions of our company shows that we are doing well, and I don't think we will face any difficulties to repay our loan for Project A. From my perspective as an accountant here, I agree with the proposal of obtaining loan to invest in Project A, since our financial statement is showing favorable performance.
Thank you for your explanation. Ms. Shazlin, how about our company ratio analysis?
Assalamualaikum everyone, I am Ms. Shazlin, the financial manager for this company, and today I'll be explaining further detail on data collected from Nestle. Before that, I will attach the slides of comparison ratio of company and industry for the year 2020. So first of all, for liquidity ratio, the company current ratio is 0.65 times, which is lower than industry average ratio. For its current ratio, it is 0.31 times lower compared to IAR, which is equivalent to 1.532 times. Overall, we can see that the company has come in terms lower than prescribed IAR and show that the company might having a hard time to reach its short-term obligation as the date come closer. Next, for asset management ratio, the company stated that their average collection period is 33 days, which is lower than IAR. For inventory turnover is 6.24 times, 0.422 times lower than IAR. This conclude that the company is still able to manage their assets properly. Besides that, the leverage ratio for this company is, firstly, debt ratio is higher than IAR, which is 75.61%, while the debt equity ratio in company is 61.19%, higher than industry. Meanwhile, the times interest ratio by the company is lower than IAR. This indicates the company may have higher financial risk due to the increase in debts. But our company are able to meet its debt obligation based on its current income, and company could cover its interest charges. Last but not least, its profitability ratio. The ratio shows that the company net profit margin is 12.19%, which is 1.548 higher than IAR. Its return on asset also higher than IR, which is 24.68%. This indicates the company's ability to generate earning against cost during a given period. That's all from me.
Assalamualaikum everyone, my name is Najwa Binti Ab.Jamar and I am the Maybank representative. So Datuk Sri, the debt ratio in your company is unfortunately a little bit too high. So I wouldn't recommend you to apply for any loans right now, especially if you want to invest in a big project. Okay, first let me explain to you just for your information. Leverage ratio basically gives an induction of the effectiveness and efficiency of the company in controlling and managing the financial decisions, as well as measuring the firm's tendency to use debt in financing its assets and liabilities.
What will happen to our company in a debt ratio?
Okay, so basically if the debt ratio is more than 1, it means that Nestle has more liability than assets, which means that it is not a good thing.
Okay, carry on.
Okay, so next moving on to the industry average. So basically, based on what I read here, Nestle has such a high debt ratio percentage compared to the industry average. So Nestle has 75.61% and the industry average only has 43.184%. So basically, this indicates the tendency of companies' risk of bankruptcy. And based on the analysis that I have in front of me right here, the debt to equity in Nestle is 61.19%. So basically, if you compare Nestle to industry average, for debt to equity ratio, we find that Nestle has a higher ratio compared to industry average ratio.
Can you elaborate more on that?
Yes, of course. So basically that means industry average has low potential of having financial risk upon the debt. And this will lead the company to a serious financial risk by analyzing all of the ratios. Next, we are comparing Nestle's time interest earned with the industry average, which shows Nestle has lower time interest earned compared to industry average. Nestle is 22.43 times and industry average is 27.906 times. So we could see that the industry average has higher ratio compared to Nestle, which means that Nestle is better than industry average and has a lower financial risk to pay for the interest.
Thank you, Ms. Najwa, for your explanation. Oh yeah, what do you think, Ms. Shazlin? Do we still need to apply the loan?
I think it's not advised for you to borrow loan from bank for this time. It is because our debt ratio is too higher and it may risk our company in the future.
Thank you everyone for your detailed explanation. Considering the statement of financial positions of both years that has been presented, so from my point of view, I noticed that there is an increase in comprehensive profit compared to previous year. So I think that's quite impressive according to your financial statement. The thing that I want to focus is on the leverage ratio. I noticed that most of the ratios is more stimulating, and I think that is pretty concerning. To be involved in such project costs a lot to the company. I have doubt whether our company could accommodate with such high rate. So what can you guarantee to maximize the return?
I remain confident in my stand to continue investing in Project A. If I decided not to continue this project, this might lead to the superiors to withdraw from this project. As a result, our company will no longer get to compose projects that can potentially increase our company's profit.
Alright, if that's so, I'm looking forward for good news from you.
I believe Nestle does not have stable financial management as of now, which will make it tough for the company to pay the loans during the given time.
So based on the clarification and data that has been provided by all of you, I think we shall not proceed in applying the loan because we can afford to pay back the loan. Thank you everyone for your great cooperation. Have a great day and stay safe. Meeting dismissed, you can leave the call.
Thank you, Datuk Sri and everyone.
Thank you Datuk Sri and everyone for attending the meeting held today. Assalamualaikum.